This is Doug Green, and I'm the publisher of Telecom Reseller, and I'm very pleased to have with us today Chris Trittin of Snom. Chris, thank you for joining me today.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Well, I'm really excited to be able to update our readers on Snom. It's a really well-known brand. We've been reporting on them for many years. You guys made many headlines today and in the past with great innovations and interesting use of DECT technology, VoIP technology, SIP technology, and more. So we're going to get a big update on all that. But first, Chris, what is Snom?
Snom is a manufacturer of IP telephone communications. In addition, we manufacture headsets, public address system components, anything communication for the business, IP communication for the business. We have, like I mentioned, headsets in addition to standard desktop devices, IP desktop devices, as well as wireless DECT communications as well.
So, you guys have a very exciting story that I consider to be an exciting and practical story because you guys are addressing the fact that for many of our readers, either the network that they manage or the customers they have, there's still a heck of a lot of installed in place Avaya, Mitel, NEC hardware that's still operating as a PBX or even key system, maybe alongside Teams and other applications, but it's still there. It's being used, especially in things like franchises, multi-site organizations, and so on. So give me a little bit of an update on what Snom's story is for those customers, those situations.
Thank you. Yeah, when we're talking franchises, medical, dental facilities, assisted living, car dealerships, any kind of vertical that has a small mobile requirement, our deck solutions are perfect. And they're perfect for a lot of reasons. Number one, they're very cost effective, they're very reliable. We have a 3-year warranty on all of our products. But more importantly, we have a technology within our deck solutions, our M100 and M500 product lines, which provide key system functionality to businesses. And that's a patented technology we utilize not only with key system, but also BLF, busy lamp field on those devices as well. So, there are still up to 5 million, depending upon which survey you listen to. There's still about 5 million SMBs that still use those old key systems, those old Nortels, those old Toshibas, Panasonic key systems, because that's a technology their company's built upon, and they don't want to move beyond it. They want to see line 3 ring in. It rings on everybody's phone. They hit line 3. They place it on hold. Yell across the office, hey, John, pick up line 3. You can go to any phone and pick up that phone. It's a very easy operating, see a button, hit a button technology that allows the company to just flourish and operate and worry about things other than how to manage and operate a phone system. It's a technology that they have, they won't leave behind. At the same time, in the cloud, it's not IP capable. So we have a technology within our DECT solutions. We're the only IP product that has solved the puzzle of how to put a fixed line on a virtual button on the phone. So the problem with key system in the cloud or with IP is that a physical line coming in can't be mapped to a specific location on a device. We've solved that problem. So we have that technology. We have the key system functionality for businesses that enable those SMBs to maintain the technology they won't leave behind while migrating to the cloud and taking advantage of all the benefit that cloud service providers have to offer, such as mobility, the work from home option, the cost savings, everything that they bring to the table, we can now take advantage. They can take advantage from the cloud while maintaining that technology.
Let's stay with that because you've I think touched on something which is unfortunately often ignored, even in the podcasts we do often around here, which is there are so many workers, so many organizations, so many companies that are in an environment where you need a very robust type of phone. There's food service going on. There's the types of things that go on in an assisted living care or medical facility and so on. So you kind of need a robust thing. And the training for the employees is not likely to be around the phones. It's going to be around food service or helping patients or, they have other concerns. So
Yes.
what you guys have to offer the communication service has got to be simple and kind of unbeatable.
It is, yeah, and thanks for bringing me back to that because there is another statistic that says that up to 50% of incoming calls in franchises are dropped,
Wow.
which means somebody calling in to place an order for food service, whatever the case may be, those calls are dropped. Up to 50% are dropped. And they're dropped because employee turnover in those facilities is very high. So there's really no opportunity to train and consistently train people on how to handle a phone, how to use a phone, how to take incoming calls. So a technology such as ours, where you see lines 1 through 6 on a button on the phone, and you're simply hitting a button as it flashes to you, is very easy to use. It doesn't take training, and that's
Right.
why key systems are still very, very popular today. Our M100 and M500 product today is essentially it's a key system that operates over a DECT technology for the cloud. And that enables franchises, again, doctors and dentist offices, all these locations to create an opportunity. It's an office in a box type opportunity in which they have the mobility options within our DECT solution, but also within our DECT solution, there's also wireless desktop solutions as well. So there's wireless desktop phones that operate and look and behave exactly as a wired phone. So it's a situation in which we can program one system, one base station, ship the product out, and the customer can plug all the devices together, plug them in, power them up, and they provision and connect and begin to operate.
So, Chris, in the run up to our podcast today, we were talking about DECT. You guys are famous for it. And then you
Mhm.
said, well, there's DECT and then there's DECT. So what do you mean by that?
Yeah, so we do DECT very well. We at Snom do DECT very well. We have a very reliable, as I mentioned, it's a 3-year warranty, secure DECT solution. But we also we're known for our range on DECT as well. We have many large national franchise customers who have displaced our competitors' existing DECT solution with ours because there's areas of the store, there's areas of the outdoor yard, for example, that the traditional DECT phones can't reach. When they installed ours in a proof of concept scenario, we're able to reach much further within their property than their competitors did. So therefore, throughout the locations, they begin to take our competitors out and replace them with our DECT solutions. Yeah, so we're very well known for our DECT solution, not only within that scenario, but we have many, many multiple options within DECT also. We have the M100 solution, the M500 solution, and the M900. M100 and M500 more of an SMB type play, but then the M900, which we really haven't spoken yet, is it's a large multi-cell DECT scenario for think of hospitals, think of large warehouses, think of sports arenas, very large campuses where you need many, many mobile devices connected through one mesh network. And that's what the M900 is. It has multiple handset options. 6 handset options include ruggedized and standard options as well. But you can connect up to 4,000 handsets within this one mesh network, which is a solution that we offer most of our competitors don't. The options that are available in the marketplace are very costly, very expensive, and very, very difficult to implement and manage. Our solution is much more simplified, much more cost effective. There's site survey tools within the platform itself to make the installation and the provisioning piece of that very easy and very manageable. And then in the SMB pieces, because we have standard handsets, mobile handsets, as well as wireless desktop handsets, you can actually provision the base station, ship the base station along with the handsets to a site. The customer can simply plug everything in to power. They connect to the base station, everything is live and operational. And with the desktop phone, you can actually take that desktop phone. Think of, you have 1,000 Subway sandwich shops you want to install, just as an example. The goal for service providers is to get that quoted, sold, and installed as quick as possible so they can start reaping the rewards of the revenue. The benefit that we have within that solution is that the wireless desktop phone connects back through the base station wirelessly. It's a desktop device, but it doesn't need Cat5. You don't have to pull cable. You don't have to test connectors. There's no on-site visit required. So you simply provision the base station, ship every device to the customer's location, they unbox it, they plug it in, and you're good to go. So it really speeds up the deployment and ease of deployment, not only for the customer, but for the service provider as well.
It sounds like you guys have an interesting story that the channels and MSPs and maybe even also the CSPs should really look at in terms of, as we get into the second part of this year, you're talking to customers that are the profile that you're talking about, franchises, medical
Right.
offices, things of this kind.
Right, exactly. And as we speak to service providers, MSPs and CSPs, they often think, well, I have a DECT solution. I really don't need to
Right.
look at another DECT solution. What we're offering is really much, much more than what you have within a DECT solution today. The key system functionality, the BLF functionality we have on both our mobile handset as well as our wireless desktop handset far exceed what you're receiving from your customers or from your current DECT products that you're providing your customers. And many times in those scenarios, in order to win a customer, you're simply providing the hardware solution that they're asking for, and you're selling them on your services. There's really not a lot of differentiation typically within the services the service providers are selling. So they end up discounting. In order to win business, you have to discount and become a price leader. By providing solutions with like similar to our M100, M500 key system functionality within DECT, our large multi-site DECT solution, whatever the case may be, we're providing technologies that our competitors are not providing, which the service provider then is allowing them to differentiate themselves from their competitors and sell on value and sell on features and benefit versus discounting and selling on pricing. So we're winning deals for them while maintaining their profitability as well. So we're able to separate and differentiate not only what we're doing from our competition, but what our service providers are then doing with their competition as well.
So, Chris, as we wrap up our podcast today, tell us a little bit more about the opportunities out there for the channel and the MSP community.
Yeah, so just to top off who we are, Snom is a VTech company, and the opportunity for the service provider community, for the IP community, is we are a manufacturer of IP phones, and being a part of VTech, VTech is the third largest worldwide contract manufacturer. Not a lot of people know that. That's important to note because over the last few years, everyone's experienced a lot of supply chain issues, a lot of supply chain pain. And we're able to sidestep much of that because we are one of the largest manufacturers. And we're able to, when components are an issue, shortage of components is an issue, we're able to use our manufacturing might, so to speak, to bypass those issues to gain priority in the purchasing of components. As well as we have a warehouse in San Antonio, US, and we manufacture a warehouse. So we don't manufacture to demand like our competitors do. So as availability, product availability, and demand fluctuates, we run our warehouse by an annual rolling forecast. So as the forecast changes and opportunities, large opportunities come and pull product, we're able to adjust on the fly in 3 or 4 months advance to accommodate those changes and make sure that we're sidestepping those issues within the warehouse or the supply chain issue or supply chain scenario. So that's one big benefit with us as well. We have really been able to avoid any real challenging issues that our competitors got stuck with the last couple of years.
Well, Chris, this has been a great time to get updated on what's going on at Snom. Where can we learn more about Snom?
Please go to snomamericas.com. You can read about our products there, and also please reach out to us. We can be reached at sales@snomamericas.com, and I can be reached directly as well.
Well, Chris, again, I hope to do this again soon, but thank you very much indeed for your time.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.